Today we're doing a reverse sear versus a sear first cooking test. It's gonna be awesome on the Kamado Joe. Look at these bad boys. Stick around, we're gonna jump right in. From my backyard to yours, less hate, more love. Good barbecue. I want to thank my friends from Meat and Bone, man. They are awesome. They've been a great partner on the channel, and if you haven't checked them out, you should definitely check them out. But they sent me this Cowboy ribeye steaks. These are 20-ounce big boys. I hope you can see the marbling on this. We'll get this unpackaged for you, but you can check out their link in my description, and this will give you a great discount. But they've got everything that you could ever imagine. And so when we think about what we're going to be doing today, reverse searing versus sear first, what we're going to be doing is taking these ribeyes, which this is essentially a bone-in ribeye. Think about the tomahawk steak, and it's Frenched with a long bone, but then the Cowboy is essentially just, it's Frenched and cut down where it's still bone in, but it's a very short bone. So it's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be thick, and I can't wait to get cooking. All right, y'all, we're gonna unpackage these bad boys. We can, oh, yeah.
Scott, what's your favorite part about grilling steaks?
Oh my gosh. For me, it's always started with steaks whenever I started grilling, thinking about my dad. It's one of the reasons why I think I love it so much. It brings memories of cooking with him. But I just love the natural flavor of beef, honestly. I just feel like there's nothing like just a good, hot, seared steak. Nothing like live fire cooking with beef. And it just tastes delicious, honestly. There's some fat here, but fat is flavor. Outside of maybe just cutting this just a little bit. Not too worried about this section here. Fat is flavor, so I'm gonna keep this just like this. When it comes to seasoning steaks, I'm a traditionalist, and if you are a purist, you're just doing salt and pepper, and even some purists are just doing a salt-only steak. Salt only is fantastic when you're doing A5, but today, because I've got my own seasoning, we're using my all y'all, kind of that southern Midwestern name, salt, pepper, garlic with a little bit of that celery seed in there, and it just got a great mixture, and that's what we're going to be doing. But typically you could go salt first and then pepper, and then you're good to go. Now, when it comes to binders, you don't have to use a binder, but I do like to use one. Don't have any gloves today, but we're gonna do a little, this is fun when it comes to cooking. Experiment, make things your own. So using some W sauce, Worcestershire sauce, however you say it. Yeah, is that how you say it? I never know. But you can also use spray water, olive oil, hot sauce is a good one as well. And that's what we're gonna do. Just a little bit of hot sauce, not too much. And then we are gonna just get that ready to go. And as I'm doing that, like I said, a little dash goes a long way. So here we go, all y'all. Ooh, yeah, and it's a little windy here in Oklahoma, but man, this is gonna get a nice, just pat the meat, you don't need to rub it. And then, look at that. And make sure you're getting all sides of the meat, the side section. Now I've got a lot of seasoning around it that flew everywhere, so what we'll do is just get all that extra so it does not go to waste. Man, that looks good. All right, so now we're just seasoning the second one. Look at that coating, it is awesome. Flip, do the same thing. That's all you need. Now we got the sides. This is going to be a killer steak. All right, so now we're gonna be using a thermometer to monitor these temps, and then we're gonna fire up the grill. So you can use different ones. This is from Typer. I've used Meter, I've used Chef's Temps. I did a few Thermo Maven recently that I really liked that one as well. But since this has a dual one, and it should be fully charged, there you go. It's got an app. This is not sponsored by them, but it does have an app to help us monitor that. And so that's what we're gonna do. Put these in here, get it to its correct line. And now that that's ready to go, I'm gonna real quickly set these to the temperature we want. I'm going to 115 internal temperature. And so this is about what I like to take my steaks when I'm reverse searing, and then same thing whenever we're gonna be doing the sear first. We're gonna sear it first, put it on the offset side. So click yes. That one is set, that monitor or that probe is done. And we're gonna do the same thing. They're both set. Now it's time to take you to the Kamado, and we're gonna fire this bad boy up. There we go. I got the, all right, now I'm ready. All right, friends, I got the Grill Blazer grill torch to light up our Kamado Joe, Big Joe. We've got some lump charcoal in here. This is a fun tool. It's one of my favorite things. Who doesn't love playing with fire? This is in safe mode, but we're gonna fire this up. Dude, come on. All right, so we're gonna light this bad boy up, and if you're interested, I'll have a little link in the description to give you a discount, but we're gonna light the charcoal up and then set this up for indirect and direct cooking, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so we got some white ashed over charcoal. That is what we're looking for. I wanted to kind of get an even spread because I'm gonna do indirect and direct. So whenever I'm in indirect mode, I wanna also have some heat on that side, protecting it with the heat deflector. So let's set the rest of this up. All right, y'all, we are going to put a heat deflector on the bottom here. This is gonna be set up for indirect cooking. Then I'm gonna grab myself a grill grate, and we are gonna go a little bit lower. There we go, for direct cooking. And then what we're gonna do is also put this grill grate on top. This is set for reverse searing and searing first. So we're gonna let this come up to temperature. And I'm gonna go ahead and close the dome. You can see the bottom draft door is open. What I like to do, and this is open it, probably onto the 3rd or 4th notch, because we're trying to get this to 500 degrees for searing first, and then we will put it indirectly. But if you want to fast track getting this up to speed, just take this thing off. This will get us all that airflow coming in and out and get this thing up to temperature where we want it. All right, so now I got all this grease off my hands. Once we get this up to temperature, we're gonna be getting to cooking, and that's really the fun stuff, right? We wanna see which method is gonna produce a better steak crust. And who doesn't like a good steak crust? Come on now. I'm so pumped. And definitely stick around towards the end. I'll give some fast fire tips on how creating just incredible steaks. All right, guys, we got the Kamado Joe at 500 degrees. I got a little toothpick to tell me that this is gonna be the sear first versus the reverse sear. Boop, boop, boop. Little burp. All right, so I had to move the heat deflector because I had a little grease on it from a previous cook. My bad. Watch my tips video. Don't do what I do, do what I say. I don't know. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna see, I even got some grease there. So I'm gonna get a comment about that. But we're gonna go ahead and sear first, 500 degrees. Oh, you can hear it. Put my hand on it. You hear that? We're gonna do about 90 seconds. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the reverse sear side. And so we're gonna do 90 seconds and then flip, or actually turn, and then we'll flip it, and then I'll take the toothpick out and let this go.
What kind of steaks are these?
Again, these are Cowboy ribeyes, and they are awesome. So these are bone-in ribeyes that have been Frenched and to a shorter bone. It's gonna be pretty awesome. This is gonna get so hot, it's gonna be like a cowboy in the desert. All right, so it's about 90 seconds, time to flip this thing, but here's what this thing looks like already. Our sear first. You're seeing that caramelization pretty good. What do you think, Caleb?
Mm-hmm. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. All right, we'll do a little flip and do the same thing. We're gonna let this go 90 seconds. Do our best to get a good crust, and then we'll flip it, get those sear marks, and then we'll set it aside. All right, so now we've got, this is the other side. We're gonna go ahead and turn it, 90-degree angle essentially. Get a good sear, let it go. And you know what? I've got tongs. See how this guy's doing. Oh yeah. I like to, even though we're gonna be reverse searing this one, I like to, halfway through the cook, I like to flip this. You can see it's already getting some caramelization and cooking from a little of the fire because I had to move that and bank that to the left. All right, friends, so I mean, we could go a little longer, but try to get a better crust, but that's the second side. You can see the bones doing good. Maybe go a little bit longer, but I'm happy. Move this over. Now it's time to show you the temperature, just so we are kind of comparing. So this was the seared first, toothpick back in. See if we can show you the, what does that say? 77, 69, 95 in some parts. So now it's we're gonna take it to 115. This is at, oh, I might already be, yeah, no, I'm not bad. 111, 90, let's see here, by the bone. I'm gonna let this one go. Let's see, this one actually is hotter on some parts and rawer on some parts. So I think it's time to go ahead and sear this bad boy. Let's do it. I'm actually gonna do this. Look, oh yeah, we got a good flame going. This one, as I'm cooking and thinking about this, might have a little bit more unfair advantage in the sense now the flame from that first one, but I'm gonna try to treat it the same. We try to get a good flame kissed one there, which has a good crust on it. So again, same principle, 90 seconds. One side, I'll angle it 90 degrees and then we'll flip it. Let these bad boys rest for 5 minutes. Get to slicing. All right, let's see how this is. Oh, dude, look at that. I'd say that crust is incredible. Hey-o. All right, I'm gonna flip it the other way. Hey, live fire cooking. I got weak hands, I guess, wrists.
Coming at you.
It's all in the wrists.
Coming at you.
It's all in the wrists. All right, so we flipped it. That crust looks better than that crust. I already can tell, I'm calling it. But I'm a reverse sear kind of guy. Now, I know other YouTube channels have done this. They may say this other one. I'm not getting biased here, but you cannot deny the crust on this bad boy. Woo, it's hot. And I think we're gonna pull this to the side. I have a feeling. No, let's see here. I just wanna see, might need to keep going. I usually like to, see it's 138 in one spot's one, like 12. I think we're almost there, but I like it medium rare, by the way. So we're gonna be tasting this medium rare. See how this guy's doing. I think I just tested that, but just curious. Oh yeah, 130. We're right where I want to be on this steak, which is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy. There's a fake pull. My cutting board's not over there.
Oh shoot.
All right, so this guy is gonna go over to the left side. We're gonna go get our cutting boards cleaned real quick and then rest. All right, so now it's time to do a little taste test action. Now, this is not a blind taste test. I typically like to do that, but we know it. We're doing this. You've seen this journey as we've been going. So I'm gonna take one. This is the reverse sear. Give this to our camera guy. Caleb, say hello. Okay. Dude,
Very good.
I'm liking that. Now, I oftentimes like to do a little salt at the very end, but we didn't do that on this one. We're just gonna see how we did. All right, this is the Sear first method. This is a little bit more rare than the other one, but that's fine. We're gonna go taste test for you. Cheers. You can tell the difference immediately.
Harder crust on this one.
Yeah, you know what? It makes me want to do another slice, but this is super rare. And I know some friends that absolutely love rare. Here's a more meaty piece. That was good. Actually, you know what? That was even better than the first one. So, if you love rare, then, dude, I think you're gonna really love that because that was very meaty, beefy. It was like a good description of that last one.
Yeah.
Now, we cut into this, but today's test is about which one produced a better sear. What do you think in the comments? Which one produced a better crust? Because at the end of the day, that's the test. Which one is a better crust? Not necessarily cooking to internal temp. Would you always want to cook to internal temp versus time? That is just a good lesson I learned as a rookie early on, is don't just cook till like someone tells you, cook it for 60 minutes, or 30 minutes or 25. I mean, cook to internal temp. It's always gonna get you what you want. And this one was a little bit deceiving because I had one part, temping at like 115, one was like 130. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this, when it rests, it's gonna rise about 5 to 10 degrees and get me there. But if you love rare, that's good. I think I nailed the medium rare one on the Sear first. But overall, I'm loving it. I think my first impressions is the reverse Sear had a better crust, especially when I took it off the grill. What do you think, Kayla? Which one do you think had a better crust?
Yeah, I definitely think that one had just a little better crust on the outside, softer on the inside.
Yeah. Now, when you do steaks, what do you like doing?
I like medium rare. We do a lot of reverse searing, so I like to smoke it for a while, low and slow, and then just sear it real hot, real quick, right there at the end.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, friends, let us know in the comment, what's your favorite way cooking steaks? If you're finding value in this video, be sure to like, subscribe, do all the things you know what to do. It really helps our small channel and our business as we're growing. And you saw our all y'all shining today. Salt, pepper, garlic. Check out all of our line of rubs. We would love for you to check that out. And from my backyard to yours, less hate, more love. Good barbecue. Till next time.